where freshwater mussels live?
Freshwater, so rivers and streams.
Okay, nice. Do you think freshwater mussels are in danger?
In danger? Like an endangered species? Well, I didn't think so before, but now I think they are probably.
Okay. What do you think the leading causes of this endangerment?
Pollution or human activities.
In what ways do you think humans are polluting these waters?
Probably like just normal like runoff in general from cities and stuff like that.
What happens if freshwater mussels go extinct?
When freshwater mussels go extinct, I think that the ecosystem will crash because every living species, it is an important part of every ecosystem.
What's up, you guys? We found another pedestrian.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Mitchell.
We met 5 minutes ago. Anyways, do you know where freshwater mussels live?
I'm assuming freshwater because it's in their name.
Okay. What do you know about them?
Nothing, honestly.
Nothing? How do you think they help the ecosystem?
I mean, fish probably eat them, I'm assuming.
Okay. Why do you think they're going extinct?
They're going extinct? I didn't know that.
Thank you so much.
Hey, no problem, ma'am.
Oh.
Hi, so I heard that you actually conducted a survey.
I did.
Really? And what can you tell me about the survey? What did you find from the survey?
So the survey was finding like what the public knew about freshwater mussels. And the first question was if they had heard of freshwater mussels. And about 60% of people had. About 33% of people had only heard of zebra mussels, which are the invasive species. And then the other percentage had never heard of either.
And what can you tell me about the difference between freshwater and zebra mussels?
So freshwater mussels are a native species, and the zebra mussels are an invasive species.
What do freshwater mussels do? Are they important to our ecosystem?
So freshwater mussels are very important to our ecosystems. The majority of people believe that freshwater mussels matter within the ecosystem, which it was about 80% of people who took the survey, which is true because they filter the water and they kind of stabilize the waterbed and like the river bottoms, so it's like easier for animals to live there. And they also just overall help stabilize the food chain because they're the bottom of the food chain.
Is there anything that's affecting freshwater mussels? Like how important are they? Like what's happening with them?
So freshwater mussels are an endangered species. Most people don't know they are. You know, a lot of people want to be like, oh, the cute fluffy ones are the endangered.
Right.
Only 73% of people who took the survey thought they were endangered, and the other 27 people believed that they were not endangered.
Which I guess would make sense because they're not, again, like the cute fluffy
Yeah, they're not like the cute fluffy ones.
tigers and...
99% of people believed that the water quality was affecting the freshwater mussels, which is a really big impact on them because the salt from our roads in the winter, fertilizers from farming and other farming things that go on plants, just pollutants in general from buildings and cars and things that humans do that go into the water that affects the water quality, really affects them.
So from what I can tell from the survey, is that not a lot of people knew about freshwater mussels, and if they did, they had really bad information. The public is not well educated on freshwater mussels at all, which is really sad because I had heard that they're one of the most endangered species in the continent. So we really need to go and educate the people a lot more on how we can help protect and preserve. We can't start polluting the water. That's not good. No, because freshwater mussels are sensitive. They can only filter so much at a time. So if we overpollute it, then it's just we're going to start hurting them and killing them. That's just really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, freshwater mussels consist of a soft body encased with a hard shell made of two halves called valves. Although they do not look like much, these small creatures are essential to river ecosystems. Freshwater mussels are the river's natural filters. They take in what you'd consider dirty water and filter out the chemicals and sediment, and release the filtered clean water back into the ecosystem. Freshwater mussels need clean flowing water in order to survive. Without these requirements, the mussels die, especially the young ones. Rivers have become so polluted in the recent years that freshwater mussels are unable to filter the water thoroughly and quickly. This trend is decreasing the health of our rivers and leading to a decrease in freshwater mussel population as well. The general public often thinks freshwater mussels are as an invasive species. So much awareness has been brought to zebra mussels that are taking over our lakes that unfortunately we hear the term freshwater mussels and think of invasive zebra mussel species.
Despite being represented by over 300 species, freshwater mussels are the most endangered group of organisms in the United States. There have already been 35 species of freshwater mussels declared extinct, and new species are steadily being added to the list. These organisms need protection. Mussels are an indicator species of water quality. They are very sensitive creatures, and slight changes in chemical levels can overwhelm them. Mussels filter out unwanted and unneeded bacteria, algae, and pollutants from the waters they live in. As long as mussels are breathing and feeding, water is being filtered. According to Dr. David L. Strayer, a freshwater ecologist at the Cary Institute of Ecosystem Studies, humans have so badly damaged the habitats that mussels live in through pollution from industries, cities, and farms, dams, dredging, and filling of channels, introduction of harmful non-native species such as zebra mussels, and so on. Human impact can easily be argued to be the leading cause of freshwater mussel endangerment. Humans produce enormous amounts of waste, and it often finds its way into our rivers and streams, whether it was meant to or not. Freshwater mussels are very sensitive to many pollutants that people dump into the water, including sewage, sediments, ammonia, metals, and so on. And water pollution is certainly responsible for losses of mussels in many rivers and streams, says Dr. Strayer. With all the pollution in the rivers and streams and the lack of mussels, the water quality for other organisms in the environment goes down, and the water becomes very dirty and mucky. This not only affects the organisms, but also people. Fishing is a large part of many people's lives, and oftentimes their lives depend on the income they get from fishing in these rivers. When the water becomes too dirty to fish in, this affects people's lives and income and can have devastating effects on their overall health as they cannot support themselves.
So, first of all, what do you do for a living?
My current job title is Mussel Conservation Specialist, and so I work at the Minnesota Zoo. We're identifying a unique cooperation that we have with the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, as they're working on getting juvenile mussels transformed on specific fish hooks. We then take those young babies and give them a safe place to head start and to grow at Minnesota Zoo so we can return them back out to the wild, places where the populations have been impacted.
What about mussels or like the water quality that affects the mussels like intrigues you, like interests you?
I was just saying that the impacts of the salt when it washes out in high concentrations during the winter may not affect the adults, but it definitely affects the juveniles and a lot of the gametes of the adults they're trying to reproduce. So it's just a really unique way that humans intersect with these natural cycles of mussels throughout the year.
Next question is, what can be done to help the water quality and the mussels population?
So one thing the zoo is doing, we're hosting a smart salting workshop, which is going to try to help intersect and educate snowplow operators at the worker level that is actually operating snowplows, and then on up through management. Other impacts are just any way that we use water and kind of what we wash out. We have a little email that I just wrote a piece for that we're sending out to our zoo employees about pharmaceuticals, unused medications, antidepressants, or antibiotics being flushed out into the environment are having a huge impact on the way animals are surviving.
Oh,
So,
sad.
yeah, just appropriate disposal of medications can be another big impact on animals and mussels.
Do you think that there will be an increase in mussel populations in the future, or will it continue decreasing?
Well, I would say there will be an increase, but I don't think we'll get back to what historic populations had been. I think we've altered waterways to such a degree that we've taken a lot of that habitat away. And even though we are starting to rehabilitate certain stretches of river and we limit the amount of pollution that we put in the river, I think there'll just be smaller chunks that'll be rehabilitatable. And I think other areas, up and downstream of dams, without taking those out, we're just going to have restriction of the ability for those animals to grow.
Is there anything like we can do on like an everyday basis that would help the mussel population?
Yeah, we generally we talk about kind of just water management use. All the water that we just take out of our rivers and our water sources goes back into those water sources at some point. So proper disposal of any sort of pollution that you have it can have a huge impact. Okay. And the other ones that we really focus on for people at home would be disposing of pet waste appropriately. There's a study out of the University of Minnesota, just came out I think last year, that about 70% of all phosphorus, which is fertilizer, in the spring comes from pet waste that's been left out on people's lawns and then washes out. So just keeping that pet waste off the lawn so it doesn't all get flushed into our waterways immediately. Leaves right now, my son and I, we went out this weekend, we raked up the leaves from the gutters. So those leaves decompose and then flushed onto the gutters. They provide fertilizer. So mostly it's a number of different things that you can do to just limit what goes into the storm sewers and then goes out directly into the environment.
Yeah.
Like friends. I met this pedestrian.
I think you should call it street lady.
This street lady. Don't.
Really, like they were here. Native. Okay.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Yay! So I'm gonna go get my computer.
I'm here for the entertainment.
Wait.
Domino effect. That's a real thing.
Domino effect.
Wow.